Welcome to Chasing Impact, Not Sales, where heart meets hustle, strategy meets service, and selling feels good again. I'm your host, Mandy Minatello. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to Chasing Impact, Not Sales. I am so excited to have a special guest this week to bring to you. I have with me head of recruiting for multiple high ticket companies, Christina Melgar Thomssen. She is just so skilled and such an asset for you guys that are listening because her focus is to place salespeople onto teams that are just tailor made so that you feel good about what you do. And we've talked a lot about the bad feelings that some people have associated with sales. And it is Christina's job to make sure that the salesperson feels supported, the company feels like they got the best team in place, and then everybody wins as everybody scales. So I am super excited to have a conversation with Christina. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for a great introduction. You definitely hit the nail on the head there. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Amazing, amazing. So, Christina and I actually met through mutual friends. And when you are, I don't want to limit it to women, but a lot of times, if
Yeah,
you're a girl in the sales industry, um, it almost becomes like a sisterhood, right? Like because you
yeah, it does.
understand that there's this bro culture that you can sort of embrace. I mean, we all have to have a balance of masculine and feminine energy and all of that kind of
Yep.
stuff, but you really do create kind of this sisterhood of sales badasses that are female. and
Yeah.
so I want to start with my basic questions and then I want to delve into that. So as
Great.
a superstar female in the sales industry, who's been in the business for a long time, and you kind of get to see both sides because being a recruiter, you're not like just, I mean, you have been in the seats of sales, but you're also placing people as rock stars. What resource, be it book, podcast, something, would you recommend for people who want to scale up in this industry?
Yeah, you know what? I'll be completely honest. For me, that helps me with my mindset and my way of being in life. I am big on listening to storyteller podcasts of people telling their stories in what has come up for them as a business owner or through their life in different kind of genres, self-development, etc. So I'm a big believer in listening to other people's stories and taking what I learned from those stories and kind of implementing it for myself for things that maybe feel unclear for me. So I would listen to The Diary of a CEO. That's something that, although I'm not technically a CEO right now, I'm a high-level leader. Closers are often high-level leaders. Really choosing podcasts that tell stories that speak to you because I feel like, at least for me, that's most interesting. And learning from other people who have been through difficult situations and learning how they deal with it and how they bounce back in their mindset. For me specifically, when I was a closer and now when I'm a high level leader, that has been a game changer for me, what I consume before I start my work day. So that would be my recommendation.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much because, and I've talked about it, the mindset you bring to the call will determine whether or not there's a conversion made on that call, more, almost more than whatever is said in the transaction that is there, because
Yes.
you have to bring that. I love that. I love that. And that,
Hmm.
what you just said brings me to my next question. You talk about like learning from people's hardships and the tough stuff. And especially as a CEO, a high level leader, you know, you're gonna come across the tough stuff. And so
Yes.
find out from other people how to deal with it and then you'll be ready for it. So, what is the hardest lesson that you've had to learn along the way and maybe help lighten the load for those of us listening that we can learn from it from you?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good question. You know, I'll be honest here because I feel like when people get asked this question, they're like, I learned how to be more organized, or like things that are like kind of surface level. But I'm gonna get to the nitty-gritty and like kind of share a little bit about myself, of something that maybe I felt ashamed of for a long time.
Yeah.
I used to get really, really emotional when it came to conflict. And I would be very attached to other people's thoughts of me or the versions of me that they had in their head. And I would lose sleep at night. I would start shaking from anxiety because I was so nervous that like things weren't, somebody wasn't happy with me.
Hmm.
And I would say that over the past probably 2 years specifically, I really learned that all I can do is control how I am to others. I can't control how other people are to me. I can't control what's going on in their life. A lot of times when it comes to people's reactions to you, if something goes wrong, whether you're a closer, a leader, or you're listening to this and you're an assistant somewhere wanting to become a high ticket closer eventually, or whatever it is that you're in, a lot of times the way that people treat you or the reactions towards you, it's because of what they have going on in their life. It's their perception of themselves. You may remind them of somebody that bullied them in high school. Like it's a lot of really weird things that you'll never
Never
know
know.
why. You'll never know. And that's one of the that's a very important lesson that I've learned because I used to respond emotionally and take things so personally and just always felt like there was an elephant foot on my chest no matter what I did. And I've really learned, hey, I can listen to people and I can do my best to respond with kindness and empathy, but I'm not going to make everybody happy all the time. And I have to be okay with that. And I learned that professionalism is respect.
Hmm.
Um, I used to think that it was BS. Like I'm like, yeah, whatever, professionalism, like who cares? So it actually, I believe, is respect. And I can be professional in my own way by showing kindness and empathy, um, while still standing my ground when I need to in a non-emotional way that's short to the point, so I can move on to the next thing. I'm able to move on a lot faster now because I choose professionalism. I choose to respond with care and kindness while still keeping it short and to the point so I can move on easier and I'm not hanging on to everything so much, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh my gosh. And that lesson, I mean, that is an amazing lesson in
Yeah,
every aspect of life. But when you think in terms of sales, that right there is the golden nugget because you're gonna face rejection in sales and they're not rejecting you. And if
100%.
you, I mean, I see this all the time in the people that I work with, and usually it's, the newer salespeople, they're so attached to every call
Yeah.
they are, like you said, losing sleep and feeling like they're taking it personally.
Yeah.
And then those that are the high ticket closers and the leaders in the space are the ones that have grown and matured to adopt what you're saying. Like, come with care and concern. I mean, everyone who listens to this podcast, I hope, understands that service or sales is service. So you come with
Yeah.
that heart of service, you do what you can and make a difference and an impact when you can. But oh, I love that. I love it was such a good lesson. Such a good lesson.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, and that kind of, I think I know the answer to this one. And I think it feeds into kind of what we were just talking about. But what is your superpower in your space that you bring?
Mm. I would say it's connecting with people for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean,
When
obviously, that's what I was like.
I,
You are made to be the position that you are because you are a connector. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, I know Christina. I've never actually met her in real life, but I know her because, it's like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's something that I love doing. Even before I was in the high ticket space, I had my own agency where I was basically doing DM engagement and setting
Mhm.
when I started in 2020. And my business name was Christina Connects then. And I called myself Christina Connects because I'm like, whatever I do, I want to make sure I'm connecting with people and I'm building relationships and making a difference. And I started in a specific way that kind of moved on to be what I'm doing now. And no matter what, there's some people who actually are like, is your last name connects? And I'm like,
It
no.
should be. Like back
Yeah.
in the day when people were first getting their names and they said like it tied to their job. So like if you were a blacksmith, your last name was Smith. Like yours should be Connect because
That's so funny. I know, right? I'm like, honestly, sure. Someone was like, do you know Christina Connects? I'm like, oh my gosh. It's so funny.
I love that. Okay. So what brought you to where you are? How did you come into being a recruiter?
Oh my gosh. Whew. It's a great question. Well, I would say that I got into this space. It wasn't necessarily intentional. I worked in events and hospitality for a long time. So I was running big corporate and social events in downtown Chicago, as well as in a theater venue near me. And I had a huge passion for events for a long time. And I did event sales as well. It was really fun. But when COVID happened, a lot of people were being let go. I was thinking of a career change and move because I was working 70 hours a week, making $30,000 a year.
Yikes.
I wasn't making a lot of money and I was killing myself. I mean, I was
Mhm.
so stressed all the time, so burnt out. And I knew there was time for a change, and I actually started looking to going into corporate recruiting, and I had an offer that ended up getting pulled because of COVID.
Oh, wow. Like
Yeah,
you were
so
going to go
act
in and be like HR recruiter in like a,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was literally a week before COVID. I put my resignation in for my role in events, and I had the offer in hand for recruiting. Well, all my events people, they were getting let go that next week because of what was going on with COVID. My offer was put on pause. I couldn't lean on unemployment because I quit the job. I had nothing to stand on.
Oh, perfect storm, but not
Yeah,
perfect.
perfect. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was treacherous. I mean, there was months where I remember I was getting paid $17 an hour to take temperatures of blue collar workers at like a truck stop. Like it was just I was humbled for sure for a while. I was doing what I needed to do to feed myself and I just didn't know what to do and I ended up coming across a TikTok about becoming a virtual assistant, which is how this all started.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid my last $20 literally for this PDF of what groups to join and all these things. And that's how I started the DM engagement services. And I booked out in 6 weeks. I had 12 clients I was doing it for part-time. I had no idea what was right, what was wrong, nothing. Like I just was like, I'm just gonna start doing this. And
This is what I do now.
yeah, this is what I do now. And I ended up running a DM setting agency with two people under me. And I realized, okay, this is cool, but I don't know if I want to do this. So then I went into recruiting. I taught myself how to recruit from Udemy. It's like a platform where you can teach yourself how to do things. So I taught myself how to use LinkedIn Recruiter, all these different things, and started running my own recruiting agency myself for about a year. Yeah, while high ticket closing on the side because I got a couple different opportunities, but then Kelsey and I started working together. We were in competition with each other where I was placing sales, marketing people. I had a lot of different kinds of clients, and we just decided, why are we working like against each other? We get along really well. We both love to do the things that the other person doesn't. This
Mm-hmm.
would be a really good match. So I ended up coming on as her number two because running a business is lonely and it's hard and
Amen. Yeah.
oh goodness, it just wasn't something I wanted to continue. So I I'm a leader in a mid-sized business now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the number two with Kelsey for remote sales career. And then I do career coaching for people in the high ticket space because I've really seen it all. So, I mean, it's kind of a long story, but I just kind of decided what is it that I want to do? What's going to make me wake up every morning? How could I make that happen? And how could I make myself the undeniable choice to be chosen? I'm not going in with, I'm a newbie or like, oh my gosh, give me a chance. I need to learn. Or I just knew from my experience before, I need to show the business owners the value that I could provide for them. Who cares how long I've been doing this? And people bought it, and I scaled very fast, and I've had a lot of success in different areas. And I'm just incredibly thankful that people bought into what I had to offer.
I love it. You know, it's funny. You are the third person that I have had on the podcast in different industries, but who have said, and then I accidentally created this agency because you do what you do, and then you're so good at it that it's sought after by more people than you could fulfill yourself. And then you end up,
Yeah.
I mean, I accidentally created a tutoring agency at one point. Uh,
Oh
and it's like you get to the point where you're like, okay, I guess I'm a business owner now. As
That's
far
literally what
as
it was. It was not the intention. I
right.
kind of just liked being like a freelancer, individual contributor. The business owner life just was not for me. I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
you've got lots of things going on, and you casually dropped before I started recording, like that you do, or you at least used to do some acting and all kinds of things. So
Uh-huh.
what is Christina's focus? Like, what are you working on right now? Or what is your next goal? What are you working towards?
That's such a great question. It's so funny because I will always be a multi-passionate person. That's just who I've always been. And um in my early 20s, I was acting professionally. I did voiceover work on a PBS Kids television show.
Okay, who were you? Because my
Yeah.
kids would have heard you.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. I wish it was a show that people knew, but it was like a one season show that
Oh.
didn't turn into anything real. But her name is
Oh.
Party Page. Hola, mi name is Party Page. Like she spoke Spanish. She was so cute. She was like little Dora or
I
something. And
was
she was
going to say it's giving Dora.
it's
Okay.
giving Dora. Yeah, it's like Timu Dora. Love her. Love her. But it just the pressure to make money doing something that I loved was ruining the love for it. So I decided to just start doing acting for fun for a while, and I'll take professional gigs as they come. I
Hmm.
would do a commercial, I would do voiceover and get paid, but I don't want the pressure to
Yeah.
be that I need to make money from it because it just ruins the fun for me, and that's what I love to do for fun. So for me, really honing in and focusing on my recruiting career this year and scaling my income is really important to me. And I'm looking to be signed by an agent here in Chicago for voiceover work, so I can land a couple professional paid gigs. I think that's my next step. I've just been doing it casually and taking classes.
Hmm.
But I'm ready to kind of really fully step back into doing that professionally, in my spare time to focus on the creativity and just enjoying myself again. And if someone books me, great. And if they don't, I mean, I'm still having fun. So,
That's so good. I mean, everyone needs like an outlet. And like,
mm.
you get asked all the time, like, what's your hobby outside of work? And I'm always like, I don't know. I go to my kids' events. Like, it's so good.
Right.
Like, you actually have a really much better answer. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cool.
Recruiting. I have had the pleasure of being on one of your master classes where you're kind of teaching those that are looking to either get into the sales industry, excel in the sales industry, or up level in the sales industry, and like how to stand
Mm.
out and get noticed by recruiters. So, and the master class was phenomenal, by the way.
Oh, thank
We'll
you.
put a plug for that in the show notes because everyone does need to go see Christina in action. But what what advice do you give
Mm.
people, that come to you that want that high ticket job? And what I love about your approach is you kind of say if you don't feel good passing them on to the business owner, you're not gonna. And so you're the bouncer, right? For the business owner. That's what they pay you
Yes.
for. Um,
Yeah,
so how do people get past the bouncer?
that's a great question. And There's a couple things that I would say to somebody listening to this if they're like, I can't get past the bouncer. I can't seem to get past.
Or they've
Number,
applied to 500 jobs on LinkedIn and
right.
aren't
And they're
getting
not
the
getting
call
anywhere.
backs. And yeah,
Yeah, so I would say first and foremost, if you're applying with a recruiting agency, something that I feel people really need to understand and remember and think about is if you are applying with a recruiting agency, there's companies paying them to find them talent because either one of two things. They don't have the bandwidth and time to find these people themselves, or they can't find the people that they're looking for and they're being incredibly selective. So they're looking for something really specific. So with that being said, a lot of people will apply and be like, why don't you ever send me? Why don't you ever send me? It's not anything personal if I don't sometimes. Sometimes you just don't have the experience they're looking for. A lot of times, people don't come to recruiters if they're looking for somebody new because they could find those people easily on their own.
right.
We do get that sometimes for the other portion of what I mentioned, if they don't have the time
Yeah,
and they just want people who have a good attitude. We get that sometimes, but that is not the majority. The majority is we have a very selective skill set that we're looking for. It's not personal, but either you don't have it or I can't see that you have it. And I don't have time to talk to every single person in depth. So if it's not apparent, sometimes I just move on and it may be true that you have that skill set. So that's why a lot of times the recommendation is to have different resumes for different kinds of roles. It's not to create more work for you. It's so you can be seen more often if you have more than one skill set. So that's the first thing I would say. Second thing I would say is smile in your intro videos. I mean, I really tell people when you start to feel ridiculous, that's when you are probably doing it enough. Because a lot of times people think in their head, I look pleasant, I'm smiling. They're not.
right.
Most
This is where your
people,
acting experience is actually
no,
going to be the
literally. It was one of the first things I learned when I was taking acting classes. And if you think you're smiling, you're not. And that is the truth because they would show our videos and I would go, oh my gosh, I look miserable. So
wow.
I had to practice in the mirror, like smiling in my voice, learning how to smile in your voice.
Yeah,
If it can't be flat the whole time, you don't have to be the most extroverted person in the world. That's not the expectation. You can still be somebody who's introverted and be great at sales, but you have to show that you A, care, and B, aren't a potato. I mean, you have to have a personality of some sort. I mean, you have to
absolutely.
something, you
It's
know?
so funny. When I work with sales teams, I tell them that it is like a non-negotiable that you have your walk-in song, your pump-up song, right? Like, so I envision like if you're a
Yeah.
boxer, the song that is playing as you're coming into the ring, that's getting you in the space that you're gonna win. And it's hilarious because I don't care what it is. Could be Eye of the
Hmm.
Tiger, could be worship music, could be
Hmm.
Beyonce, could be gangster rap. I don't care. Whatever it is that gets that smile in your voice,
Hmm.
that like you're about to crush it and the person on the other side doesn't even know, like
Hmm.
they're not ready for this. That's the mindset you have to have on every call, and that's the persona that I would imagine you're looking for as a recruiter to then shoot at
Yes.
a business owner.
Yes. It's something that I call the moment before. You always need to have the moment before. Who are you talking to?
Yeah,
That's something I'm not looking for you to be there and be so scripted and sound like you're just talking to a general audience or something. I want you to pretend that you're talking to me
yeah.
because that makes me feel connected. And the business owner wants to feel connected to the person on the other end. They want to feel warmth. I can't tell you any business owner that's ever been like, I want somebody who's monotone and cold.
Please.
Please. I mean, really. And if there are people like that, I'm not hiring for them. They want warmth. They want a smile. They want you to see that you love sales, even if you've been in there for 10 years, even more so, because a lot of their questions are, is that person jaded? Are they
Yeah,
burnt out from sales? Are they going to have an attitude problem when they come on the team and not listen and not be coachable? They're thinking all these things and they're looking for evidence that that's true. So don't give them
right.
that evidence. You have to have the moment before. You have to give them a reason to like you. I, everything that I've applied for, except maybe one role in my life, I've gotten an interview because I know this.
Yeah. Well, and
That's
you
it.
said something that was absolutely golden in your masterclass. You said the seasoned salespeople who say, well, my statistics speak for themselves, or, my numbers speak for themselves, will not get the job.
Mm-mm. Because I don't, we
Explain
don't
that.
know you. We have no idea who you are. Like, also, a lot of times people say that, and rarely do those people have a good personality on the interview or the video. They come across as arrogant, they come across
Mhm.
as uncoachable. They, business owners do not want to deal with people like that. I am sorry. But if you don't come in with some type of, you can be confident, but you can still be humble.
Yes. That is the balance that we talk about a lot is
Mm-hmm.
you need that confidence, what I call sales swagger,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to not be arrogant. And for some people, that's a really fine line that's hard to tread.
It is. I mean, there's people that will lose the job offer. They're great at sales, they have a really good personality, but they feel that there's nothing left for them to learn.
Yeah,
And every role in any team that you walk into, there's no such thing as a perfect team, a perfect job, perfect offer. It does not exist. So you have to choose what your heart is. That's what I always tell people. Either there's going to be some issues when you walk in regards to maybe leads, the offer. There may be a leader on the team that you don't love, but they're tolerable. There's going to be things with every single offer, and you have to choose what you can tolerate. I know for me, I can tolerate disorganization. I can tolerate people who are visionaries, who are all over the place.
you better be able to.
Yes, you better be able to in this space. I can handle people who are um straight and to the point. What I cannot deal with are people who treat people with disrespect consistently. I cannot deal with people who blame everybody but themselves and don't take accountability. Some people can work in teams like that as long as the leads are good. For
Right.
me, I can't. I would rather have no leads than deal with people and leaders that have more of that toxic environment. So for me, I know what I can deal with. Some people cannot deal with the organization, the disorganization, or the visionaries, or whatever. That's fine, but you have to know what you can and can't deal with. And that's why people bounce around a lot in this space, thinking the grass is greener on the other side. And honestly, sometimes it is. Sometimes the offer in the situation, if it has two to three of the things that I mentioned, yeah, you should probably go. But if it's just one and
Hmm.
there's a lot of great things, I really believe that the grass is greener where you water it. Stay, choose your hard, and things will get better. It's going to be the same no matter what. So that's a big thing as well in this space. Have a little patience.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to see if there was anything, you know, that we can support you with, or, where are you going? I already mentioned your master class and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but kind of sell me on your master class or whatever it is, because you are amazing and people need more of you.
Thank you, Mandy. I do have an offer mostly just because it's something that people ask for a lot.
Yep.
I do have an offer called the hiring room, meaning that people who need some type of support with their application or standing out. I believe I condensed it down to three different offers. So basically, I have a video review, so I can review your intro video, I can review your resume, and I'll give you in real time live Loom feedback, talking through each point. I have a conversation with you before as well, so there may be things on your resume or your intro video that you're completely missing. You may not be putting the most powerful things that I see about you in the first 15 seconds. You may be talking way too much about things that don't matter and people are not watching that video. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can be reasons why you're not getting moved forward. It may be something that you don't know how to detect or that you can't see because you're yourself.
Hmm.
And then I also offer a full candidate glow up, meaning if you are somebody who is brand new to the space or incredibly seasoned who you need something different, I will actually write a script for you and coach you on how to execute it, meaning I'm not looking for you to read the script verbatim. It's a starting point so you can learn how to talk about yourself more confidently, how to look in the camera, how to present yourself in the best way and have a really, really strong video. And then we condense it to points for you to talk about, just to kind of look in the side and keep talking, look in the side and keep talking. And then your resume, I will do a full edit of your resume. And I will have a full coaching session with you as well. So that's for people who are like, I I really just need this feedback. I really need a full turnaround, or I need something to start with. I'm coming from corporate and I want to start in the high ticket space. How can I get a role? I just had two people book sessions with me last month. Both of them got roles last week.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
you're Miss Fix It for, people who either recognize that this space is an avenue that they want to go, or or
Mm-hmm.
elevating within it. That is amazing. So we'll make sure that contact information to join the hiring room is in the show notes for sure. Any
Awesome.
final thoughts that you want to share with the people?
Yeah. I think I'll just say, if you are in a space right now where you feel like you're not loving your life or you're not happy with where you're at, it really is never too late to change what you're doing. It's never too late to try something different and to trust your inner voice, trust yourself if there's something that you want to change, even if people around you are telling you it's a risk, which the high ticket space definitely can be. Trust yourself and lean into yourself, because if I listen to everybody else around me telling me what I've been doing the past almost 6 years is a risk, I would still be making $30,000 a year, working 70 hours a week. So you have to decide what's best for yourself and lean into your own inner voice and learn to trust it. That's what I would say to everybody listening.
That is so powerful. And I mean, just to leave people with, because you said this
Yeah.
again on the master class, and I think people need to hear this. You said you've gotten jobs that you shouldn't have, right? That
Oh
you
yeah.
give some of the examples of jobs
Yeah.
you've gotten that you shouldn't have because you know the skills that you teach, that you were talking about.
hmm Yeah, I got a job in event management that required a master's degree on the application. I actually don't have my degree. I went to college for 2 years and ended up not continuing, for two reasons. One, I had the offer in PBS Kids and I had a family member pass away. So
Mhm.
I just decided to not continue. And I got the job over people who had their master's degrees because I knew how to present myself. That is a skill I've somehow just always known, and I feel that I'm born to teach people.
Mhm.
Um, and then I scaled a small business from, I want to say, literally $30,000 a year to half a million a year when I was just 22 years old. Um, and I didn't really know much. I just knew how to connect with people, and the results, when I look back at them, I went, "Oh wow, I did that. That's something I just did." I didn't think I'm new, I don't know, I'm not as good as other people. That's not something I think about very much. I just go, "Oh, this seems interesting. I have value to bring. I can figure this out. So I'm gonna do
Mhm.
it." I don't listen to the noise around me. I believe in myself and I know who I am. And as long as you know who you are and believe in yourself and find a way to just tunnel vision focus on that, you can't go wrong because even if you do something and it doesn't work out, it's meant to get you to the next place in your life.
Hmm.
It's not a failure. I don't think anything's a mistake.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's about just, I keep hearing you say, like, listen to your inner voice and, and yeah, just know thyself. You said it, and
Exactly. Yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you so much, Christina, for joining me today. This has been so powerful and a different
Thank you.
perspective than from the internal, sitting in the sales seat. You're actually looking at, you get the sky down version of this industry. And so I truly appreciate your perspective. And y'all, this has been great. So know
Thanks for having
thyself,
me.
know what you're capable of, take an inventory of your life and go
Mm-hmm.
after it. And let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening to Chasing Impact, Not Sales. If this episode sparked something, share it, subscribe, and remember, real sales come from real service. Keep chasing impact.